We are in Calhoun County, which is a place where they grow a lot of cotton. And that's why today we're visiting Midland Cotton Company. And I'm speaking with Bobby Padgett, who's the manager here. Bobby, it's interesting because I've known that cotton is a hard crop to grow to get a great crop. There's a lot that goes into it. But the process really just begins after you grow the crop, doesn't it?
It does. It does. There's a lot that goes into it. Weather plays a great part of it. We've been very fortunate in this area to have producers that are loyal to cotton, and they do a great job with the crop.
But once they get it picked in their field, and it comes in differently now than it used to, it comes in either in a long kind of compressed modular or in these rolls, and it comes to you in that form, and then you've got to get it in a bale.
Correct. We've got two main packages that the cotton comes into the gins now are the rectangular modules that are built out in a field by a separate piece of equipment called a module builder. They came on board probably in around 1985 or so, and they were the mainstay, the main way that cotton came to a gin until maybe 7 or 8 years ago. And at that time, some cotton pickers were produced where they build the module on board on the piece of machinery. And now we're leaning toward that way.
But you still have both coming here, and the first thing that happens is they're unloaded and you put them on a metal conveyor sort of belt where rollers take it down. You take the plastic or the covering off. And then it's funny because it comes in kind of squished together, and a lot of what happens is teasing it and pulling it apart.
Right. That cotton has been compressed, whether it's the rectangular modules or the round ones. It's fed into the gin on a feeder, and the first stage in there is actually kind of pulling that cotton apart, getting it fluffed up, and breaking the wads apart to get it ready to gin.
And from there, it goes to a place where you try to get big pieces of debris or trash and other things out. Tell me some of the things that happen there and some of those things you find.
All right. First stage is a rock trap or a green bowl trap. That's where immature cotton bolls or rocks or stones from a field or old pieces of metal fall out, anything that you don't want to get into your gin machinery. After that rock trap, it goes through some incline cleaners, which are PreCleaning machines that help remove cotton burrs, larger pieces of cotton stalk or stems or what have you.
And some of that material becomes what we call trash.
The gin trash or gin byproduct.
And y'all put that out on fields, and it actually turns almost into compost, doesn't it, eventually?
We'll let it compost down and then take it and it'll be spread on some fields. Helps add organic matter in the fields.
And then from there, your cotton is getting farther, it's getting fluffier, and you're getting a good bit of stuff out, but it's still got more stuff in it. The seeds are still in it.
Right. The raw cotton is what we call it. That's the fiber that still has the seeds mixed with it. After the pre-cleaning machines, it goes through the gin stand. The gin stand is the machine where the seed and the lint are actually separated.
And it's interesting because we use a lot of gravity in there, and some of that stuff goes down below in a basement type catch area, doesn't it?
It does. The whole process in the gin is moved by air. So at the gin stand, when the seed is removed, the seed being heavier than the lint falls down below into an auger that carries it over to a blower to blow it over into a seed house. And the lint is pulled away from that seed and moves on to some more cleaners in the gin.
The seed itself has some value because it's high in oil. And so y'all keep that under controlled conditions to keep it fresh, and I believe you ship it sometimes across the world.
We're loading containers with cottonseed now. I would say probably in excess of 75% of this year's crop will be blown on the containers. Different destinations, South Korea, Saudi Arabia, China.
But we're still our main focus is this wonderful cotton that our growers have grown. And so now we can start, I guess, to form it into the bales.
Right. After the lint is ginned at the gin stand, the seed is removed, it goes through some lint cleaners. That would be the final stage of cleaning and preparation, where the lint is kind of combed somewhat, and it's moved up into the roof area of the gin, goes through a machine there that forms it into a bat that comes down a long slide to get into the Bale Press where it is baled.
And I guess hydraulic pressure is used there. It really has to be, it's highly compressed.
It is. The cotton bales will average in the 480 to 500 pound range, and it's compressed by a big hydraulic cylinder. Cotton bale size, the university density is the term used for the bale now, and it will be 54 inches by 18 inches by 24 inches.
It comes out of the machine with some real tight strapping.
Is at the press. Once it is pressed, it is then strapped. Then next it will move on to the bagging system.
In the same process, when the cotton has the straps applied, I believe some incisions are made into either side of it. And what's the purpose of that, Bobby?
That's correct. At the bale press, when that bale is pressed, there are some knife blades. They make an incision on both sides of that bale of cotton. And at those incisions, a sample is removed from each side of the bale. As that bale is packaged, every bale has its own permanent ID number that is labeled to that bale. And a corresponding ticket is placed with those samples that come from that bale. And therefore, the sample is sent to Florence, South Carolina. It's a USDA classing office there. And that is where the cotton is actually graded.
And what are they looking for in the grading, and is that important in the price that the grower gets?
It's very important. That is how the farmer actually gets paid for his product. They'll be looking for the fiber length, the fiber strength, and color.
You said your facility can process about 50 bales an hour.
45 to 50 bales an hour.
And over the course of a year here with the suppliers that you have, y'all end up with how many bales?
It depends on the weather. We generally in the 40 to 60,000 bale range, just depending on if we had a good growing season or not.
And they're stored here, and you know from that tag exactly where each individual bale originated, don't you?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's important because you said it's amazing that I was thinking that a mill that wanted to produce a certain product might want to get all cotton from one farm, but you said that's not true.
Not necessarily. We can, if we're loading a van, we could put anywhere 88 to 90 bales of cotton in each trailer, and those bales may be scattered over 20,000 different bales. So
that's really a lot of drawers to open and close. So you are moving with forklifts tons and tons of cotton to get exactly what the consumer, the purchaser, wants.
Correct. That would depend on the type of material that would be woven. They would be looking for different weights of bales, different grades of cotton. They put all this together to come up with the end product.
Gosh. So this is a facility that during the time when the cotton is being processed and run and baled, y'all are working 24/7.
We run 24 hours a day. We do shut down on Sunday morning at 7 a.m. We crank up at 2 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. We shut down basically during the church hours. Other than that, we run 24 hours a day.
Your equipment here came from Savannah, Georgia, I believe.
Our equipment was made by Loomis Gin Machinery, and they are headquartered in Savannah, Georgia.
And so after you finally can feel like you can take a breath with getting all the cotton moved out, you've got some pretty fancy equipment that needs maintenance.
There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of bearings, a lot of brushes and saws in a cotton gin. We do quite an extensive bit of gin work, machinery work every year.
This is a big important product for South Carolina agriculture, and we're kind of in the center of it here. Y'all are connected with other gins in the area, I believe, and y'all have an association that focuses on safety and quality.
There is an association, the Southeastern Cotton Ginners Association. They're a very good organization. They push quality products in this region, and they're very safety oriented. And the majority of the gins not only in this region but in the Southeast are members of Southern Southeastern.
Well, you have given us a glimpse into a fascinating part of a product with a long history and importance in the South. Thank you, Bobby Padgett,
You're
for the
quite
time
welcome.
today.
Thank you.